Hey, we have such great conversations when OBG70, Zax, and I do live streams and have special guests. This past week, it was MVP-Maxfield Von Priestley. Not everybody wants to sit through almost 4 hours of live streams, so I'm picking out some really great parts to share in snack-size bites.
Travel light. That is handsome walk.
Yeah. I say it every time that video plays, but man, I could hump me some orc tonight. I'll tell you that. That's good. So this is from Lyle Hammock for $50 US. Hello all. I dread what is coming for my beloved Lord of the Rings. You are not alone, Lyle. Amazon is going to make us beg for the Ralph Bakshi films. Actually, I really like the Bakshi films. I do. They're a product of their time, but man, they're gorgeous animation. They just can't tell stories of true heroes no matter who they are. You are not wrong. And we've been talking about it in the stream, and we're going to continue to talk about it. It's not just heroes can't be heroes, but when you destroy the archetypes that are known throughout the world, not just in Western civilization literature, but also in Asian cultures, in African cultures, in South American cultures, you know, in the culture that's buried under the ice in the Antarctic with the aliens, they have the same. They have the same archetypes. It's a universal constant. So, no matter who they are, Eowyn facing down the Witch King is heroic. No one cared she was a woman. Thank you for that, Zax. It was cut off on the screen. It's true. I mean, we keep coming back to the Lord of the Rings, which, you know, it's everybody heaps it with praise. And I just rewatched it yesterday again. And I got to tell you, I keep trying to find things that are wrong with it. But here's the thing. Every damn show that I look at or review that is current year just makes Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings that much better. It's weird. It's crazy. But hail to you, Lyle Hammock. Thank you for being such a long time supporter of this channel, and also for following us over after getting nuked by Paramount. So you guys respond to this thing. How are we feeling about Lord of the Rings?
Can I go back real quick to Flaccid's comment? Because the good woke content, you can find that stuff occasionally because it's not preachy stuff. I think Arcane on Netflix does this and does it pretty well.
Okay, fair.
Another one that just started this past weekend. Yeah, Vox, The Legend of Vox Machina. And it's just 3 episodes so far, so they still have plenty of time to mess it up. But so far, the first 3 episodes have been really entertaining, and they've got the woke stuff in there. It's clearly there, but it's never the headline part of the driving part of the story. And you know, and unfortunately, to lead into this next super chat, that's what it's going to be. You know, otherwise they would have publicized a heck of a lot more than just a burning wood trailer that said absolutely nothing but a title that when you put the initials together, it's LOTR trope. And you know,
wow,
it's
I didn't see that before. Holy crap.
Max, I know you're chomping at the bit, and I'm not going to steal any of the thunder from your video when I watched it again today, just so I was on the same page with you. Give us your assessment of what you think they're going to do with the Lord of the Rings of Power.
Yeah, you have to say it that way, right? It's so clunky. You have to kind of chop it up.
It's like reading out of a military instruction manual where it's nothing but acronyms and diagrams that don't align with what they're talking about. So yeah,
100%. And I feel bad. I feel like I've been talking a lot tonight, so I apologize if I've been running my mouth. But after a few drinks, I've just been, you know.
This is why I brought you on, because you're a wild party guy, and I want wild party guys. No, Max, I feel like you haven't talked enough. I'm loving this, dude. So please fire away, sir.
No, thanks, man. I appreciate it. I think I can echo a lot of the sentiments that a lot of people feel, and that is just the fear of not doing the source material well And if I can quote from my video, the Lord of the Rings fans becoming just another statistic of the massive amounts of fans from dead and dying franchises.
Yeah, another mass casualty event. That's what this is going to be.
Exactly. Yep. And I fear for the fans because they from the source material, if we're talking source material, they're adapting something that doesn't really exist to be taken and made into a film. It's a biography of characters, of this person, son of this person, son of this person, did this notable thing, but not necessarily something that can be adapted. And so my biggest fear is just that the Lord of the Rings fans who have never had to worry about this before are finally going to have to come to this realization of, do I accept this show for what it is, or am I going to stand against these corporate companies? Because the Lord of the Rings is really the last of its kind,
it is.
And so, unfortunately, I felt so, Lord of the Rings for me personally was higher on my scale than Star Wars, which I know for a lot of people is blasphemy. But for me, that was just...
Yeah, you're right on, brother.
Okay, I appreciate it. Thank you, guys. And so it was hard for me to watch my Star Wars fans, my friends who were Star Wars fans, go through this time of like mourning almost. You know what I mean?
We talked about this the other day. It was the stages of grief. And this was actually a section that we were going to get to into the show. Don't let me discourage you from talking about it though at all, Max, because really what we're talking about is we're talking about the death of a loved one with these franchises. And Doctor Who, I think, got it the worst, really. And then I would say Star Trek. And the problem is that Star Wars is on some bizarre life support where they seem to be doing these monkey heart, pig spleen organ transfers into it to try and keep it alive. And yet the organs are just failing even more. I just don't know how else to put it.
You're just taking my points and solidifying them even more so, which is fantastic. And I think which is why
Corey just wanted to add his little medical expertise in there. That's
true.
To do.
That's what it was.
Dude, I implant a lot of pig parts in. Oh, I've said too much. Never mind. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, yeah, you really do. It like I envision this corpse that's just kind of hanging there, wired to all these different, odd things that are just keeping it barely alive. And it's just, saying like, kill me, because it's just so tortured and
that's perfect.
Just contorted, because
it's dark.
It's dark. It's dark, and I apologize. It really
no. You're right though.
You're good.
It's weird, but it really is kind of what I envision when I see these like weird instances of franchises that I go, God, what is this? It's not what it used to be, but it's not. Yeah, I don't know. Like you were talking about these different organs from different things that are just
they don't belong in that body. Yeah, they don't belong in it, and it may have the same name anatomically, but it doesn't fit in what the biology of what it's been implanted to is. And I think just, dude, I'm not going to watch. I'm out on Star Wars. I've been out on Star Wars since The Last Jedi. I never saw The Rise of Soy Woker. I have never seen anything on Disney Plus other than the Luke return scene, which was on YouTube as a clip. Now, I'm not gonna lie. I cried like a little girl with a skinned knee. I did. How could you not? This was all we ever wanted as Star Wars fans. And man, I was 7 years old and I saw the original Star Wars, and it's not called A New Hope. It's called Star Wars, in the movie theater when it came out. And it's so frustrating to watch this, but you came up with an analogy, or what was it, a metaphor of this corpse, which is animated by, electrodes that cause it to jerk. And all I kept thinking about was another analogy would be, you remember in Aliens when the Marines go into the reactor and they come across that woman who is in the structure that the aliens have built.
Yes.
And she looks at them and says, kill me.
Yeah.
because she has something implanted in her which ultimately will kill her. And that, to me, just based on what you're saying, is really what's happening to all these properties. Is they have been implanted by a face hugger. The eggs are incubating, and it's just a matter of time before that chest rips open and something jumps out of it that is not good for anyone in the room. And I'm afraid that's what we're going to get with Lord of the Rings. Now, anybody, am I being unfair there? Am I being overreactive? Is there any ray of hope that anyone has that Lord of the Rings is going to come out well? And including in chat, like, please, this is an open conversation. Please let us know.
I get the imagery of Spaceballs at the end when you have that little alien mock scene in there, and John Hurt's on the table, and he goes, "Oh no, not again." You know,
going back to the Lord of the Rings stuff, it's, you know, we've heard this for a while, you know. So here's the thing with the Lord of the Rings. I mean, big channels, you know, Gary from Nerdrotic, Heel versus Babyface, you know, the Critical Drinker, others have been providing us with little
OBG70, yeah.
I don't know. Mike, who is that? Who's OBG70? I don't know that channel.
Gimli 70.
Number one, guys. Come on, number one.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, we've heard all these little snippets, and it's felt like this trickle for, God, 3 years, right? 3 years this thing has been going on. And so I tried to put it together a video 2 weeks ago where I took all of the things that I'd heard these major channels like Gary, you know, like As had said, and then go and do my own research. Because, I mean, I'm not saying anyone isn't being you know, forthright, but at the same point, I want to find the source material so I can validate what they said. And if anybody says they're wrong, say, bullshit, this is real. So I put together that video, and especially when it comes to Christopher Tolkien, after he died, it really seemed like Amazon changed their posture completely, and things started happening very, very, very quickly, like the writer's room being 86th. You know, you saw Tom Shippey being 86th. You saw, oh my God, what's his name? Howe. I think it was John Howe, the Tolkien artist. Yeah, the gone. I mean, between him and Alan Lee, you know, these are the two preeminent, you know, scholars of Tolkien art and cartography and everything else. And then what did we get after all those changes happened? Less than a month later, Amazon dropped their diversity and inclusion in every production guidebook. And, you know, it's you know, I'm not going to sit here and defend why I think that's problematic, because Tolkien was an Englishman. The English Isles had been overrun by the Saxons, and before that, the Romans, and they had their history and their culture and their religions literally razed to the ground. So there was only an oral tradition for them. And Tolkien, being a very accomplished academic at Oxford, who actually wrote the Oxford Dictionary, wanted to create a mythology that he could share with his children, and then ultimately the world, which is what gave us The Hobbit in the 1930s. You know, now here we are. It's almost been 100 years since Tolkien started writing his Lord of the Rings works. You know, and I include The Hobbit in that. And now we have woke globalist corporations who are using an artificial gauge of whether something has artistic merit or not based only upon superficial qualities and pronouns. I'm just, how is this going to end, guys? Like, you know, if I've said anything in there that you disagree with, call me out. I want to know.
No, I don't think so. I mean, I think you're spot on, brother.
Question is what to do about it.
Yeah.
That is a good question of, you know, now that we're seeing this happen, what now? Do we, you know, how do we combat it? How do we take up our shields, or our spears and shields? Do we take to the battlefield? Or
I think what we're doing right now is what best we can do. I mean, the alternative is just don't watch.
Right.
Keep your money. But then the next level is make a YouTube channel, make videos, let people know, you know, they're not alone. They need to stand up. Don't get sucked in. Stick to your guns. You know, all those things.
Yeah. I think we have to absolutely keep calling it out. That's all we can do, is showing it to people, making sure that they know we're going to show it to them. And if there's something good, Recommend it.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's another big one.
I think it's really important to understand that stuff like this, what we're doing, is our way out, is our release, because they're going to continue crashing ships into a lighthouse all day long. And as long as we have these forums or the ability to join together in conversation and vent our frustrations with it, but also in the process of venting our frustration, unite around the goodness that is Tolkien's work, Robert Jordan's work.
Amen.
You know, all those things, all that stuff just helps build up back up to the stuff that we really do truly love and enjoy. And it's about books and comics and stuff like that, you know, you can take the original Star Wars, you know, what is now known as episode 4, 5, and 6, and you can completely, like what I think Mike's done it too, say 1, 2, and 3, and 7, 8, and 9 don't exist. Because George Lucas had the perfect series right there, and he didn't need to do anything else with it.
Yeah.
And so we attach ourselves to the things we love. We talk about the things that we love and enjoy, and there we go.
Yep. And as Miss Martin Muses says in chat, encourage
hey.
people to read the books,
Yes.
read the letters, read all the things, you know, stick to the source.
Yeah, that's been one of the really joyful things in doing the Wheel of Time reviews that I have. And I've done a lot of them. I have. And some of those episodes were so bad, Max, if you haven't watched any of my stuff, and I'm not trying to get you to, some of those episodes, some of the episodes had deviated so much from the source material that literally it took 3 separate 45-minute videos to show what had happened, to talk about it, and then ridicule. Like, we're not even talking about the same plane of existence where Rafe Judkins went with Wheel of Time. But where I'm going with that is just what Nathan Amanda Manethrin said. So many people in my comment section have said, I watched this, I thought it was crap, and you said go pick up the book. I picked up the book and I love it. Just today, somebody on one of my videos that I made a month ago said, I am halfway through Eye of the World. It was 3/4 the way through Eye of the World. I've already downloaded the second book, The Great Hunt. I can't wait. This is so great. Why did Amazon do this to the story? We can say that about so many things. And what you were saying, I think it was Max, you know, what we saw with people feeling alienated by Star Wars, I think is going to pale in comparison to the amount of global response to people reacting to, I think, unfortunately, what they're going to do to Amazon's Lord of the Rings of Power property, you know? And if you remember, those of you who are Star Wars fans and you saw The Last Jedi, there are 5 stages of grief. It's true when a family member dies. It's true when you get a divorce. But remember this. Remember what happened when you saw The Last Jedi. You walked out and went, oh, it was a Star Wars movie. I don't know what happened, but it was Star Wars. And you were in the denial phase. And then you, like me, I'll speak for myself. I woke up the next day and I was angry. I was like, wait a minute, what the hell just happened? Why did they have like your mama jokes like in a Star Wars movie? And then they're flying bombers in space and there's gravity in space. What the hell? And then I was like, okay, it's not me. I'm going to go look on Rotten Tomatoes. I'm going to bargain my way out of this. And then I got depressed and I went to YouTube and I found Gary and I found Doomcock and I found Heel versus Babyface, and they helped me understand that I wasn't crazy and I was not a racist, and I was right in being a fan and feeling all of the strong emotions that I did. And to wrap this long screed up, I think we're going to see that a lot more with the Lord of the Rings property. As ever, this is Salty Texas C. I am Corey DB. Thanks so much for watching. If you like what you've seen and heard, please hit that thumbs up button. If you haven't subscribed, I'd love to have you on board. That way you know, and we have things like live streams, which we are now going to be doing every Tuesday evening. Take care. I hope you're having a great 2022.